Hey there, everybody. Lee Chandler just checking in with you to bring you a quick little inspirational message, whatever God puts on my heart. I'm inspired to talk about Daniel a little bit. Now, Daniel, he's such an awesome character in the Bible. He interpreted dreams. It kind of reminds me of Joseph. And of course, Daniel was in the lion's den, and God saved him from that. And the people that wanted Daniel thrown in, they ended up being thrown in the lion's den themselves. And the lions weren't as gracious to them as they were to good old Daniel. Daniel showed respect to the king while he was in the lion's den, and the king recognized that Daniel was of God. He had to stand by the edict that he made, but he showed compassion toward Daniel, and Daniel honored him. Daniel always honored the rulers that he was under, even though he was in captivity. He was of the captivity. Good old Daniel. He lived through about 4 or 5 major rulers. One of them was Nebuchadnezzar, and that's the one that kind of went crazy, lived like an animal because he didn't humble himself before God. But his son, Belshazzar, in chapter 5, we have him having a banquet and drinking out of the golden vessels that were seized from the house of God, from the house of the Lord. And as they drank from these holy vessels, they praised the gods, little g gods of wood and stone and gold. And God didn't like it. So there was writing on the wall. It was in Aramaic, and Daniel had to be summoned to interpret this, and the king was basically told by the hand of God himself that his kingdom was going to be taken from him, and he was killed that night. So what's the point of all this? Well, Daniel's story, it's characterized by him being loyal to God, praying when he was told not to pray, eating what God told him to eat instead of the finer foods of the kingdom, and God made him wiser than all the magicians and the astrologers and the sorcerers and the soothsayers. All this wisdom that the world chases after, God gave it to Daniel. And basically, my point is for you to stay in the Lord, and the people of the world will need you to read what God is saying to them. God will make you essential to all the rulers, everybody. Daniel lived through 4 or 5 of them, and he succeeded.